Sakafet YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. Let us make some egusi soup. Hello my darlings, it's so nice to have you back here in my kitchen for yet another amazing recipe. Jumping straight into it. To a pot, I've got all my beautiful assorted meats, from goat meat, oxtail, we got tripe, and I also had some boneless cow heel in there as well. Gonna season that in the pot with some salt and all-purpose seasoning. I'm also gonna just add in that boneless cow heel. I forgot about it completely. Gonna add some of my beautifully blended green seasoning, of course. Then I'm gonna add 2 bay leaves and then cover that up to let it cook for about 5 minutes so you can spring up some juices. After about 5 minutes or so, we're gonna check on it, give it a good mix, and then we'll add some water later on. Once I checked on it, as you can see, lots of juices going on. I went in with about 2 cups of water, and then I'm just gonna mix it in and let it cook down on low heat for about 2 hours. Because I've got an assortment of different meats, I think it takes about 1.5 to 2 hours for everything to be cooked. And yes, my darlings, cover that up, and then after 2 hours I'll check on it, check how it's doing, and then we are gonna go ahead and grill that meat. Grilling the meat is optional, however I find it adds such a beautiful flavor to the soup. And yes, darlings, over here I've got my egusi, my ground egusi. I got it from London. Yes, my loves, I'm gonna go ahead and just cut the pack, add some to a bowl. I'm using about 1 cup of egusi, and then I'm just gonna add a little bit of cold water to this, mix it until we have a paste, and then we're gonna set it to one side. I'm also gonna be using some frozen spinach that I got from Morrison's. I love to buy my frozen spinach from there, and I actually had it thawing out in the bowl whilst the meat was cooking. And yes, darlings, this is pretty much the prep all done. Let's put this together. So in a pan, I went in with my palm oil, and as you can see, I live in the UK, so it's a bit cold. I allowed that oil to heat up beautifully first, and then we're gonna go ahead and just add in some chopped onions in there and give that a really good mix. Okay, once my onions are fried for about a good minute or so, also got a pepper mix, and this was just 1 bell pepper with a little bit of tomato puree, 1 onion, and half of a scotch bonnet pepper. I don't want it to be too spicy, so I don't usually add too much of anything in there. Okay, so I'm gonna fry that tomato base for about 5 minutes or so, and then I'm gonna scoop up my egusi like that, add it to the pan, then cover it up for about 5 minutes. We want the egusi to fry and cook fully for a good 15 to 20 minutes before adding in the stock and the grilled meats. Okay, and this is pretty much how I do mine, how I prefer it. I make egusi probably once or twice a year when my brother is visiting, and honestly, it's such a treat. Now to grill my meats, I put my heat on 200 degrees for the oven, and then I just put it on this tray here like this. Just pop it in for about 10 to 15 minutes. Okay, so much more flavor when you grill the meat before adding it in. And yeah, this is optional, however you can leave it out. Okay, also like to chop up my meat smaller, like the tripe, and it's just optional. You don't have to do that, but I'm just using some kitchen shears just to cut it up. So once my egusi had fried beautifully, as you can see here, it looks a little bit grainy compared to when we put it in at first. This took about 15 to 20 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and just add in the stock from all the meats that I cooked earlier, okay? And then we're gonna give that a really good mix. Now I'm gonna go in with my grilled meats, just transfer everything in there like this, and then give it a good mix, okay? We're also gonna add in our dried crayfish. This is just something I get from the market as well. And I'm also gonna add in my spinach. You can adjust the seasonings to your preference, okay? You can go ahead and add in some more all-purpose seasoning or salt. It's entirely up to you. And yes, darlings, once you mix everything in, this pot of goodness is ready. And let me tell you, it's a labor of love, but this egusi soup has my heart 100%. So once everything was fully mixed in, I did add a little pinch of salt because I find it needed something else. But yes, my darlings, this is it all done. I covered it up for another 5 minutes just so all those flavors can marry each other. And let me tell you, I was in love. I'm gonna need a Yoruba name. If you're Nigerian and you're watching this, let me know if I did it justice. Let me know if I execute this well. There may not be some things that I didn't have because again, I'm in the UK and some things I don't really have access to. But tell me, did I do the egusi stew? Is it soup or is it stew? I just know it's so good. Yes, my darlings, look at that vibrant, beautiful egusi soup. I served it with some fufu because that's what we like. And this is it all done. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about it.